taklasin se ympäri. Ajoin ihan sitä päin ja se hyppäsi sitä 80 asti. Greetings, people of Earth. Today I bring you some RDF gameplay since I seem to have used all my karma playing Terminator so much lately, so I guess it's been time to do something more challenging. I'm running my RDF with chrome barrel, propellant and optics, but I think running double optics might actually be a better choice. Still having 320 damage on the high damage AP is pretty nice, even with the reload being slightly over 3 seconds. As a commander I use Philip for view range and accuracy since there's no loader on this thing. There's no point in using max, and I feel that going with an MBT commander like Juan harms you a lot when you lose the view range, since you don't have any armor or camos, so you end up taking a lot of damage. Maybe after they add some smokes to this thing, this can be played more as a high DPM brawler. Okay, this is an example of a game where I, spoiler alert, end up doing a lot of damage but will not win the game. So I feel in this kind of situation many people would look at the scoreboard, how they did really well, and say that, oh my god, such stupid matchmaker rigging the games against me, or shit teams or whatever, but I am pretty confident in saying that I lost this by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, despite having a lot of damage. I lose this all by myself by making stupid decisions. Both teams are pretty MBT heavy, so I probably should play the south, but every now and then it is nice to mix things up, so I go in the middle and see if I can snipe some early damage for people crossing that intersection ahead of me. I think this is better as a tank destroyer opening, especially with like Centauro 120 or something with a little bit V-range, so you can spot yourself. But RDF can be played like, or maybe even should be played like a light tank destroyer due to the lack of smokes and high accuracy of the gun. The poor penetration definitely lets me down here though. Looking at the minimap, we can see the enemies are playing this one pretty defensively. They have all their big MBTs, like Challengers and Merkavas in the middle, being very passive, while both north and south are pretty lightly manned. And again, going south would probably have worked, but fighting against Centauro 120 and BMD4 might have been challenging to say the least. I think this is my first mistake. I hang around here too long, waiting for someone to show their sides to me, while I could be doing things elsewhere in the map, mostly in the north, since we have clearly overwhelming force there, but our guys are too afraid to push. 3 Challenger 1s shouldn't need 2 or 3 minutes to kill 2 Leo 2 AVs and an MBT-70. And I think that with little encouraging flanking done by me, it could have resolved the situation up there much faster. When I see this type going into the river, I drop down to the river myself in order to follow him in case he goes flanking, so I can apply my high DPM. But it turns out our challengers are not engaging the enemies actively, so they all turn around and they even have one of the Merkavas there. So it is time for me to retreat a little bit and take a flanking position, farm as much damage as I can, preferably without taking too many hits. Now here I think I make my second big mistake. I should have just stayed down in the river and just focused on shooting the Merkava, but the way I drive up, I missed the chance to get the kill shot. And Merkava being alive with this frontal armor is much bigger of an issue. I do get the Leo at least, but that's not much of a consolation prize. I don't want to stay there and fight frontally with the MBTs, so I run. I'm picking the map hoping that the Challenger would realize that he's about to get flanked. I immediately followed this up by making another mistake. I should have gone left and looked for another flank. I could have killed the Merkava and made sure the Leo dies fast, but instead I go right. This opens up the possibility of farming all those Challenger 1s, but I think at this point, at least with the benefit of the hindsight, it would have been much more crucial to get these 2 kills before trying to go after the Chalice. You should always prioritize getting kills over damage. I do get to lay down 1500 damage, but spread over 2 challengers, that's nothing, especially considering how there is no blue force tying them down in fight anymore. If they had been engaged in a frontal fight with some of my own MBTs, this could have resulted in a couple challenger kills, but right now this is just pointless damage. And as a bonus, this costs me one of my challenger friends, because I was not there to help. Now that I finally realize what I should have been doing like 2 minutes ago, I run into the artillery, which is always a nice thing to kill, but frankly kind of pointless at this situation. So while I waste time here, the last remaining challenger we have loses half his remaining hit points. And right now game is looking pretty damn grim. I could obviously be criticizing the way my challengers played and question their level of skill, but honestly there was every chance for me to support them enough to have like 2 challengers more alive at this point, which would still give us a chance to win this one. But instead I farmed damage in the wrong time, wrong place, and didn't support my team. And the end result is that I'm gonna be alone against like 6 tanks. And just to add some insult to the injury, I even ran away from this Merkava. Well, I should have just gone up to him and we could have killed him together with the artillery, for sure. But now I run like a little something something, and he ends up killing me in the end. Not that killing him would have changed the outcome. I'm pretty sure I don't have the ammunition to kill everyone remaining. Rest of this replay pretty much just showcases how the skill level between the teams probably wasn't that far off. And if I had not been so overly cautious, I probably could have gotten the snowball rolling for us. Anyway, I run into this next challenger in pretty much the best spot possible in this map, and he's even alone, so I can circle him and abuse the lack of gun depression to his rear. But yeah, all this damage is pretty much pointless. I do a little circle to wait out my spots, and then try to move to unexpected direction. And just when I get up this hill, I spot the Centauro. He should just drive up to me and shoot me twice in the face and I'd be down. But instead he decides to play it pretty carefully, leaving me the superior position. I decide to rush him just to get this over with as fast as possible. But we both practice some horrible shooting, and it turns out that the wheeled vehicles aren't very good at circle fighting. And then just to keep the pace up, the Typhoon appears. I think out of all the enemies, this one should have probably been the one that I kill without taking too much damage, but oh well. Anyway, as he bounces a shot from me, I somehow think that there's another enemy shooting from behind me, so I decide to run, which gives the Typhoon a chance to shoot me again. I do a quick loop around this rock and manage to track him, but he seems to have his repair kit still. But I get behind him, he misses his shot, and I finish him off. I see the Merkava coming, so I decide to make another loop and hope I'll end up behind him. He probably has his teammate coming from that direction though, so he knows I didn't go that way and I end up in front of him. If I had been lucky, he would have missed his shot, and if I got to his side, his rear, I probably could have killed him still, but there was no way I was going to finish the 2 remaining enemies with these shots. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is that just because you happen to be the number 1 player on the scoreboard, be it damage or experience, doesn't necessarily mean you did things right. I mean, out of the 8800 damage I did in this game, maybe 2000 was useful, and the rest was just kind of pointless. Well, I actually did have the opportunity to win this game for our team, I did not. So, you know, teamwork is good, use your hit points, don't be a coward, help your friends, or something along those lines. So, thanks for watching.